1 second. I needed help from this feeling that I felt. I was so shook, I had to catch my breath. Look, there's my shirt over my head. Good morning. What's popping? Another episode. Welcome back. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Welcome back to another episode of Sunday Service brought to you by Not Safe for Work. Damn, is this shit backwards? Alright, so I'm trying to make this quick because I got a little busy day ahead of me. Yeah, man, I'm gonna be touching on some topics that I think y'all might be interested in. Obviously, one of the topics being one of the most talked about things on the internet right now, especially within my community. So let's get started, man. I want to talk about checking in. Obviously. So I'm going to just give y'all a brief, recap of what happened. And we'll go from there. Give me 1 second. I guess I should have been ready, but I don't give a fuck. All right. Oops. All right, so I want to start this joint off talking about this motherfucker, Big U, also known as Eugene Henley. Some description: 58-year-old man, prominent figure in L.A. Recently, just got indicted for a RICO charge. He's like a leader of the Rolling 60s neighborhood Crips gang. He got indicted back on March 19th. Charges are murder, human trafficking, extortion, and fraud. They allege that he had a mafia-like criminal enterprise, exploiting his position as a music executive and anti-gang activist to conceal illicit activities. So it got him down for embezzling funds from his anti-gang charity, going straight to his account. Misappropriating donations from celebrities like Draymond dumbass and Shaq stupid ass. This was the crazy part. He got he's alleged to have killed an aspiring rapper that was signed to him. They said he smoked that nigga and threw his body out on the side of the road. I don't say this often, if at all, but when they come and lock niggas up, I don't really be tripping, but I'm glad they got that nigga off the streets. I don't know what the fuck he had going on. And it be niggas like that who I don't even want to say they think they helping the community, but it's as soon as they get caught up is, oh, y'all just want to see a black man go down. Y'all don't understand. I'm really helping my community, blah, blah, blah. But it's brother, you are just dividing the community. So so he did a 10-minute video denying all his charges. And the video, I don't know if y'all saw it, but the video is peak manipulation, peak, Yeah, it's just like peak manipulation, peak narcissism, very narcissistic. He just like, you can tell that in his head he ain't do nothing wrong, and all of this makes sense. And the only reason why he's going to jail is because of somebody else, not because of anything he did. And like I said, I don't want to be the boy that's like lock all these niggas up, but like somebody like him, he gotta go, dog. Like he's not doing anything good for the community that I've seen. So I want to talk about him because one of the big things was that everyone was talking about was checking in. And I want to talk about why checking in is even a thing. So to my understanding, like, I kind of get why something like that came about. I kind of get why that was a thing because, like, have y'all ever, or how can I say this? If a bunch of DC niggas came to Philly, in fact, I'm not even going to use Philly as an example. I think checking in is a thing to my understanding because a lot of times niggas will come to other places, that they aren't from, they didn't grow up in or nothing like that. Sometimes niggas will come to these places and, they will try to like almost assert themselves. Like, I don't know, like we are still, I say this all the time, we are still very much primitive. So a lot of times men will come around other neighborhoods, but it don't even gotta be neighborhoods. It could be strip clubs, it could be the bar, it could be the gym. A lot of times when men roll in packs, they come places and they tend to, it's not mark their territory, but they come there and they try to like hold it down. Like, all right, like I'm here and this what I'm on today. This what I'm on right now. Like I'm here, cool, whatever. And to my understanding, because I'm not an expert at this, but to my understanding, sometimes you got to check in because those niggas that come around, they might move in a way where it's like, it might make other people uncomfortable that are in this area or live in this area and stuff like that. So like if I'm from Philly. If some DC niggas, let's just say a bunch of DC niggas came and they just, all got on their dirt bikes and they just start ripping and running down Market Street for like 2 hours. If you a Philly nigga and it's like if you be on Market Street, you live on Market Street, you just be out there, you just see all these niggas ripping and running, holding up traffic, almost running people over, just doing all this nonsense. It's gonna be something in you that's like, yo, who is these niggas? Why are they here? And why are we letting this happen? Like, I live here. Like it's something in us that wants to protect our home, our land. It's something innate in us that just gives us like that's why a lot of people die during home invasions because they don't be trying to, like, you come in their hut, it's something innate in them that makes them be like, no, like this ends now. Like I'm willing to die over this shit. So if 20 DC niggas came here and they just start ripping and running down Market Street and all that, and then a bunch of Philly niggas just decide to put an end to this shit and, beat them niggas up, shoot them, whatever the case may be, whatever the extreme is for you. When the Philly niggas decide to come do that, now let's just say those DC niggas is like, damn, bro, like, we ain't mean the cars no harm. Like, like we know y'all ride dirt bikes out here. We just thought we'd come here and just ride dirt bikes too and maybe, link or, politic with some of y'all. Like, we didn't know. And then the Philly niggas would be like, nigga, that's not how you do it. If you want to come politic or come talk with us or even come do what the fuck y'all just did, it's like, why y'all ain't just come check in? Like, so I can kind of get why checking in became a thing because that right there is just a communication issue. So rewind. 20 DC niggas come to Philly, ripping and running Market Street, dirt bikes, four-wheelers, all types of shit. Bunch of Philly niggas come out, pushing niggas off their bike, taking their bike, shooting them, fighting, whatever the case may be. But the DC niggas decide that they really didn't. They telling you like that those weren't, their intentions weren't to make anybody uncomfortable. How you can circumnavigate all of that is by checking in, essentially. So, like, I get that, but what I just described wasn't extortion. What I just described wasn't any type of like attempt to take something from niggas. Like, you just want these niggas to come respect your land, respect your hood. And to my understanding, that's how I think checking in came about. And that's why I think it makes sense, because you just can't come to other people's place and just do whatever the fuck you want to do without a proper understanding of how things are done, how they should be, and how things are. So that's really to my understanding, how checking in became a thing and why it became so popular. And it's really just to, keep everybody safe. It's so me being a Philly nigga, I don't end up doing something to you that I'm going to regret because you made my whole neighborhood uncomfortable. And it's so nothing happens to you that your family or your friends might regret because you just came in and just start doing whatever. Like, and that goes for anything across all walks of life. Like, I just can't go into somebody else's. I know what I do in my house. We all know what we do in each other's houses. If somebody invites you over their house, you're not going to do all the shit that you would normally do at your house in theirs unless you check with them first. That's checking in. That's fine and dandy, but when you get down to the nitty gritty of what that nigga Big U was doing, and why is his name Big Useless? That's Big Useless. Like, I would want to be a little productive. Like, that would be my nickname. But so yeah, like checking in, that's the basis for it. The shit he was doing, I don't like it, and I don't think that shit is even remotely necessary, bro. Unless you just want to exploit your community. And it's always niggas like him trying to, like, Colin Cowherd is in LA, he don't gotta check in. Luka Doncic came to LA, he don't gotta check in. Like, what the fuck? So it's only, alright, I'm all over the place. But another thing I don't like is how niggas basically hunt people that look like them, dress like them, and sound like them. Like, we don't make other people check in. And granted, those people may be deemed as quote unquote harmless, but like I said, the whole point of checking in is so you don't come to somebody else's place and just start doing things that shouldn't be done because you don't understand how things work. And that nigga Big U, he was just like, that shit ain't really make no sense to me. Like, he was just greedy, man. Like, greedy, destroying the communities. Like, nothing he was doing was positive, bro. Like, I saw a clip and this motherfucker, somebody came and wanted to shoot like a movie in LA. He came and made them niggas check in. Like what is the point of checking in, especially if you're not even going to try to connect the people that came here with your community. Like, that's how your community becomes more fruitful and stuff like that. So that's really all I wanted to talk about. I don't really have much to say about Big U himself, but that's really why checking in is a thing, just so everybody is on the same page. The shit he was doing, he just took it to another notch, and I don't like that shit at all. So something else I wanted to talk about was I wanted to talk about young criminals, and this actually ties back to something I was talking about, was it last week? Well, like the young bulls and like why they ain't really going after women and shit like that no more. And for a lot of the young bulls that's in my demographic, black, from Philly, not quite in the street adjacent, a lot of those young bulls, I think they turned to the streets because since the start of the drill rap, committing crimes, documenting those crimes, talking about those crimes, rapping about those crimes or whatever, and getting away with it, Chicago and drill rap kind of like made that a lot more popular. And I think a lot of the young bulls are very impressionable, and they took on some of those same things. And I think they started to do that because, when you a kid, when you a kid, you see other people being rewarded for certain actions. Like, for example, you might see an old head, he got a nice car, nice clothes, nice watch, and then you always see him with a beautiful woman or something like that. So you look at it like, damn, if I get a nice car, nice clothes, nice watch, my reward will be this beautiful woman. You know what I mean? Like, or so if you apply that logic to a young boy today and he sees somebody like a King Von, NBA young boy, or Dirk, he committing crimes, he's not getting arrested for said crimes, getting away with it. He's rapping about it, documenting it, talking about it, and he's rewarded with notoriety, fame, a record deal. That may even lead to him getting some women as well. So as a young boy, you see that, and you see people doing some of these heinous things, and you see that they're rewarded for it, time after time after time. Like King Von, when he came home, I remember when Dirk brought him on the Breakfast Club, and they talked, and it was pretty much talking about, they talked about other stuff, but they was really, in a nutshell, talking about just how dangerous and vicious this nigga was, and how truthful a lot of that shit is, and a lot of us, especially the kids, eat that shit up because it's really fascinating. Like, we eat it up because, for the same reasons why a lot of us watch true crime. Like, it's just fascinating, like, for a lot of us. But some other people, it's admirable. I watch a lot of true crime. None of that shit is admirable to me, but it's very fascinating. And I'm able to identify that. And I think some of these young boys, they see it and they look at it as like almost admirable, because some of these kids who come from where I come from, they not necessarily the smartest. They're not really good at anything. They don't really have a lot of resources to hone and develop whatever skills or set talent that they may have, or whatever interest they may have. So, being a criminal is, in some regard, that's like the entry point to becoming somebody who has notoriety to a lot of these young kids. Like, because every other route they see, it might take a long ass time, or they don't understand it, or they don't see anybody else within arm's reach or in their proximity being rewarded for some of the things that they do. Like, they may see somebody going to work, going to school every day, but they see that nigga, he's not getting all the women. They may see he don't drive a nice car. They may see don't nobody really like pay that boy no mind. He's not really rewarded for doing some of the quote unquote positive things. But like I said, when they see like an NBA youngboy, King Von, commit crime, get away with said crime, get a record deal because they committed said crime and got away with it, they look at it as like, damn, I can be rewarded for doing this. And being a criminal is easy. The hard part is getting away with it, but for the most part, being a criminal is easy. It's entry level. So I think a lot of these young kids, they see it and they just, they just straight up, they just turn to crime almost immediately without trying anything else, because it's easy. And I think since social media became more popular, I think being a criminal also became more popular, because like I said, these criminals are rewarded for their actions. A lot of times it'll catch up with them, but for the most part, they are rewarded for these actions, like talent aside, if you did some shit and it's true, people love it. And I think a lot of the Gen Z kids, they use that to get some type of notoriety or respect, which can lead to, being able to even get some women as well. Like, a lot of girls like that shit. A lot of girls like that because, women like men who other niggas respect. And if you somebody who's quote unquote catching bodies and quote unquote putting fear in niggas' hearts, like, other men will respect you or fear you. And women see that. And a lot of women do like that shit. But like I said, it's being a criminal, the entry point is very easy. Like, crime is very easy to commit, extremely hard to get away with. And I think a lot of kids don't even acknowledge the latter. It's just the former. And I think that's why you got so many young boys just like so quick to grab a ski mask, a gun, and a fucking Nike suit. Like, when I was 14 and 15, man, all my homies, we was trying to orchestrate a free crib so we can bring some girls over. Like, we was trying like scrounge up some money so we can go to the mall and get fly. Like, I like that. But then again, like, social media and all that other shit wasn't as prominent. But like, I don't know, man. That's why I think a lot of people, a lot of the young kids just turn to crime. Like I said, entry point is extremely easy, and you can almost become popular overnight. Like, if you got beef with somebody, the beef is publicized across social media. You go smoke him, and next thing you know, you put up like some indirect posts, like talking about it or something like that. It hints at you having something to do with it. Man, all your peers will start to eat that shit up. All your peers in your world, man. And I think a lot of these kids are in echo chambers. They don't even understand what's outside of their realm. Like, there's so many other ways to get notoriety, man. And that's why I think a lot of kids just turn to crimes just for notoriety. It's very, very easy entry point. The last thing I wanted to talk about before I got out of here is Kanye. He dropped an album or a video or something like that, and that motherfucker, that shit is like the #1 trending video on YouTube right now. And that motherfucker has been on I don't even know if I can say this. He's been on like a Nazi tear. Just talking about everything. That motherfucker called Jay-Z and Beyonce kids. Excuse me. He called Jay-Z and Beyonce kids. What did he say? He said they're on the spectrum or something like that. Let me look up, see how Kanye's new song is performing. How should I ask this? Kanye's new album, Bully. I'm just trying to see because I think Kanye is proof that obviously if you're talented, but if you just stick with some shit long enough, people will become apathetic towards that thing you're doing. And if you're talented, people won't be apathetic towards you. I think they'll just block whatever shit you got going on. Like, the people will be able to compartmentalize when you force them to. You can force them by being extremely talented. Like, a lot of people still listen to R. Kelly, myself included. Like, he's a very sick man, but when I hear his music, I don't think about none of the crimes he's done. Like, and that speaks to how talented he is to me. You know, to somebody else, you know, maybe his music would never be that good to ignore some of that shit. But for me, I mean, like, I can separate the two. And I think Kanye is proof that if you just stick with some shit long enough, and if you're talented, people won't give a fuck. Like, I truly think this nigga Kanye is Teflon. Like, tweeting swastikas, he got a chain, he just talking shit about everybody, using words that'll get you banned on every social media platform. And yet, everything he does in music still does well. And I think Kanye is proof that you just got to stick with it, man. And if you're talented, people will overlook a lot of shit, man. I think a lot of that is I don't even think people necessarily don't fuck with Kanye. A lot of people, I think, are just virtue signaling. And for those who don't know what virtue signaling is, I will explain it to you verbatim. Virtue signaling is the public expression of opinions or sentiments intended to demonstrate one's good character or social conscience or the moral correctness of one's position on a particular issue. I get it, but I don't like when people virtue signal, because a lot of times y'all don't mean it. Y'all just want to come off as good people. I don't think, like, if you all, like, for example, if let's just say Kendrick Lamar announced he's going on tour with Kanye West, and somebody commented, man, I can't rock with this nigga Kendrick Lamar. I will never listen to his music again because he's going on tour with Kanye West. To me, it's like, that's virtue signaling, because, you know, things I don't like, I don't openly discuss and share with people. It's because I don't like it. And if I don't like it, I don't think about it. And the fact that people constantly gotta like point out, oh, this is wrong, and I'm letting y'all know I don't like this and I won't be co-signing it. It's like, all right, nigga, like you didn't have to let us know, but you only let us know because you want to come off as a good person. And I don't like that shit. I think virtue signaling is very, very big on social media now. And a lot of people just want to come off as good people. And I think that's why I also think Kanye is doing well despite what you may see on the internet, because a lot of people are virtue signaling on the internet. They don't even believe whatever they're talking about. They just want to come off as good people. Like the motherfuckers who say Leon Thomas' career is over because he's doing a song with Chris Brown. Half the people saying that don't listen to Chris Brown or Leon Thomas, but they're saying it because they want people to know, like, hey, I don't agree with that. I want to let you know that I'm a good person too. And I think that's corny, dog. Like, you don't got to do all that. Like, when you really don't rock with something, you just ignore that shit, or you explain why we shouldn't be rocking with this. If you just saying, hey, I don't like this anymore, and here's why I don't like this anymore, and you guys shouldn't like it either. It's like, shut up, you fucking nerd. Like, I just hate virtue signalers. I'm getting off topic, but oh, actually, yeah. That's why Kanye does well, because a lot of his pushback, flack, everything you seeing is virtue signaling. It's not real. Like, the motherfuckers that's calling him crazy, they are listening to his new Bully album. And like I said, man, people don't really give a fuck about what's going on. And if you just stick with it long enough, people will ignore it, and it'll be, regular scheduled program. So, quick show today, man. Quick show. I'm going to the gym after this. I got to train a client. Again, this is Sunday Service, episode 9, brought to you by the Not Safe for Work podcast. I hope y'all liked it. I hope y'all enjoyed. I hope this shit is, I don't know. But anyway, I'm out of here. If you want talk about anything, DM me, text me, call me. If you want to go live with me, let me know. If you got some topics, let me know, and we'll go from there, man. Hope y'all enjoyed the show. We'll be doing this every month, every Sunday, and I'll see y'all next Sunday.